up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here of Marty Music. Thanks for the continued support of my project right here. Also, when you sign my newsletter, you'll get a free multi-hour HD digital guitar course based on your skill level. And it's kind of related to something that I get asked about all the time, mixing the major and minor, how to do it. I have one little tool that I'm going to show you in this lesson, and it's about emphasizing what's called the major sixth, which is not in the minor pentatonic scale, but it just tends to work really well in the funky major or funky minor, the funky bunch, you know, as a joke. Sorry. All right, so this is emphasizing the major sixth, whether we're thinking of it as the E minor pentatonic, the E blues scale, or the E major pentatonic. There's a lick I'm going to show you to use as context. So the first way we're going to do it is approach it from our E minor pentatonic home row, 12th fret root right there. The major sixth is on the 14th fret of the B string. And so we're basically just taking the minor pentatonic, and this is one of many ways to approach that balance of major minor, mixing them. So we're just going to replace this note of the minor pentatonic with this note. And it works really well. It's a kind of a sweeter sounding interval in the key of E here. But it works over E minor or E major or E blues. So it can give us a kind of a new flavor. And so here's the lick I'm going to show you. That kind of vibe. So we're going to slide from 12 to 14 on the B with our ring finger. Then we're going to hit 2 times on the root right there at 12th fret. You really want to know where your roots are, where all the E notes are, all over, and then we can apply the same idea anywhere. Then we go back to that 6th, which is the 14 of the B, so. Then we're going to this note right here, which is part of that minor pentatonic, 15th fret of the high E, also known as the minor third of the scale. Then we go back to the 14 of the B, and then the root again. So we're mixing that kind of sweet sound here with the darker minor sound there, and then the root. Million ways to go from there. This is just context. Hopefully you can build your vocabulary off of this idea. So there I just went straight minor again, and that's part of that mixing idea. That was straight minor. Now the new little idea. Right into that minor, straight minor, pentatonic again. So. And I'm finding it by knowing where my root is. You know, and then I've also got my scales. So let's do it in another spot. We're going to do it in this spot here where the root, the E note, is right here on the 9th fret of the G string. And this tends to be a spot where the major pentatonic's really comfortable, right here. Right? We're just going to do the exact same lick. Now, if we find the root right there, like we did here, the cool thing about this spot is nothing new. You can play it the exact same way, just in a different spot. So it'd be sliding with our ring finger again from 9 to 11 on the D string. And then we go to that root, which is 9 on the G. Back to the 11 on the D. And then now here's where we get a little minor. This is not part of the major pentatonic. It's part of that minor pentatonic. 12th fret G. So we did it here first. Same thing here. Now either spot, you can plug in either scale, but we just want to focus more on just getting this lick down a little bit. So that right there was just me turning this position into the straight minor pentatonic. Now a little bit of that minor pentatonic mixed with that new flavor lick. Same thing right here. Now, we have a root right here. That's an E note. That's the 7th fret of the A string. Nothing new to learn, the same lick, but it starts with ring finger from 7 to 9. Oops. So far we have 3 spots played the exact same way, but just by knowing where the root is. And those would be, very common ways to do it. Now you do hear this lick in the BB box, which we're going to just go all the way up here to that root now. And we'll see how it fits into the BB box. The fingering will be a little different, but once again, we're plugging it in by the root. And then I recommend you just trying to add this into what you're doing, play it over jam tracks, and try it in different keys too. So the E note's up here, which is, I can't count very high, but I believe that's the 17th fret of the B string. Now the major 6, because of the way the B string's tuned differently, is just a half step higher than that B string. So that's 17. So we have 18 on the G string with our middle finger, and we can slide up a whole step, but we're using our middle finger now. So 16 to 18 on the G, 17 on the B, then back to 18 on the G. And then we have that minor 3rd here, which is the 20th fret of the B string. And then each of those spots have their own little world around them. So I'm going to emphasize that concept. I'm going to play over a jam track now. All right, thanks you guys. I really appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully that added a little spice to your already wonderful jammy chops that you got going on. Thanks again for supporting my project right here, Marty Music. Really appreciate it, you guys. It's been a great 8 months now, and can't wait to see you in another lesson real soon. Take care.